Who's right? Who's wrong? You decide. Hash it out. Brought to you by Berman Wholesale.
Hi, I'm Carl Markman with Berman Wholesale. We're incredibly proud of our history of educating and partnering with the broker and banker community to prepare you for what's next. We've always been committed to same-day turn times on initial underwrites, which allows us to earn your business each and every day. We're happy to sponsor the following program.
Hi, I'm Major Berman with the Mortgage News Network, and thank you for watching another episode of Hash It Out, sponsored by Berman Wholesale. Joining us today is Eric Weinstein. Eric Weinstein is someone who got into the business in 1991 as a loan originator. 1991, just so we know, that this was when I was in high school still. Eric, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So Eric created one of the largest mortgage brokers in the country, and I tell you this because he's got a lot of experience with loan originators and his own career. And today I want to talk about actually whether it makes sense to be a generalist and do all kind of loans or to focus on a particular area. So Eric, tell me your thoughts on this.
Well, I had a company and we had both. I particularly am a generalist. I never want to say no to a realtor if they ask for this or ask for that. I do it all. Commercial, reverse mortgages, 401k. 203k, whatever they want, I can do it. You never say no to a realtor because they'll never come back to you. A specialist like the negative amortization loan specialist, I wonder how they're doing right now.
Okay, listen, it's a good point. Okay, so there was a loan actually that people were doing for a little bit of time that you're not able to do anymore, and sure, those were pretty easy to sell, so it wasn't very hard to specialize in that, but. I remember actually there was a friend of ours, Paul Donahue, said create distinction or face extinction, and I remember this, and it always actually stuck in the back of my head because listen, and especially today, it's even tougher. So if I'm out in the street competing with a guy like you that's got 25 years experience, who is kicking butt and can probably actually say all the things that actually to get the referral partners and the borrowers to trust you a lot faster than me, who maybe I'm 5 years, maybe 10 years in the business. If I find something that I could focus on and just be really good in that one particular area, I might actually have a chance of beating a guy like you on the street. What do you think about that? I
agree. There's a lot of merit to being the 800-pound gorilla of your particular thing. I had a guy that was great with the bad FHA loans, with bad credit. People would beat a path to his door. And even when he did return their phone calls, they'd be afraid to complain because he might stop working with them. So I could see the merits in that. It's just my personality to want to help everybody, not a particular segment or learn one thing. I like to learn everything. It's my personality. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying long run, I think you're better off as a journalist.
So listen, that certainly makes makes a lot of sense, and just out of curiosity. So if you have a doctor, right? You have a doctor that you go to? Yeah, you have a doctor you go to. Now, if your doctor said, actually, listen, you got a brain tumor, the doctor knows the body, right? Would you go to the doctor and say, listen, I know you've never done one of these brain tumor removing surgeries. Would you mind taking mine out? Would you go to your primary care physician for that?
You have a good point there. It's called jack of all trades, but a master of none. You're right. I would not want to go to a doctor that's a part-time car mechanic and also shines shoes. So. But on the other hand, too, as a mortgage guy, I've been doing 20 years, and I think it's good to have a lot of different options for your customers and be able to explain all the different loan programs and not be pigeonholed into trying to sell them your program because you're the only one, that's all, the only program you know how to do. I think you're doing a disservice to your customers. So I'm more of a guy that's trying to help people, unlike some of the loan officers that just have to get a buck.
Interesting. So you feel actually that if you're a loan officer out there and you're willing to take any kind of loan, you're helping people, but if you're just actually focusing on the 203k loan and you're kicking butt actually in the 203k loan, which by the way, the shameless plug for Berman. Berman's one of the leaders actually in the renovation space, but getting back to the point here, if you actually think about this, is that person actually just looking for a buck because they're just great at the 203k loan?
Well, there's this thing you may have heard of. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So if all you do is subprime, all of a sudden every customer comes to you as a subprime customer, whether they have good credit or not. So I just think it leads to a temptation to pigeonhole your customers because that's all you know how to do.
Touche. Okay, you got a point there, Eric. Well, listen, I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit with us again.
My pleasure, as always. Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching another Hash It Out. I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching Hash It Out, sponsored by Berman Wholesale. For more great shows like this, make sure you follow us or check out MortgageNewsNetwork.com.
This is Mortgage News Network.